Hey everyone, Tara Malarkey. Super excited to be here, founder of High Ticket Empress, author of the book Seven Figure Coach, and I have Natasha Rankin with me today, and we're just going to talk about her amazing success working with us inside of High Ticket Empress. So welcome, Natasha. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So can we start with your highlight? Like, how's it been so far in the program?
Yes, absolutely. It has been incredible. It's been, essentially a step-by-step fast journey and just done over 16K in revenue in less than 6 weeks,
Yeah.
from the moment of stepping in to this point. And I'm just so excited. I'm thrilled.
That's so amazing. Amazing. So let's qualify that a little bit with like, where were you before? And actually, do you want to tell everyone like what you do first?
Yeah, so I work specifically with highly sensitive and introverted coaches, and
Uh-huh.
I help them get to 10K months by turning their expertise and their one-to-one work into a premium group program.
Yeah.
So before coming in here, I had actually run my program a couple times and had success with it, had great testimonials and case studies. My real constraint was automated lead gen.
Mhm.
So that was what drew me to this program. I was very clear that I wanted to get off kind of the launching model and organic audience growth. And so I had this program on the back burner for a long time because I kind of felt I felt blocked as far as how do I bring new people into it. So I had moved on to a different offer.
Mm.
And so when I came back into High Ticket Empress, it was bringing something back that I hadn't launched for over 6 months. So it just helped me tremendously to have the support of the coaches and the curriculum to kind of help me reignite that focus behind this one program, knowing that the goal is to launch the funnel and go to ads. So that was kind of that propelled me forward, right? To really get my beta up and running again, get people flowing into it, get revenue flowing towards that offer. And now ads are up and it feels like this huge up level moment.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Yeah. So let's say the 16K in 6 weeks or so is without ads. And that's just the beginning process we teach you to test out your messaging, marketing, and sales process. So you have proof of concept, and that makes you a lot more confident to go into the funnel automation and evergreen ads system that we teach. And also you're able to just reinvest a portion of the proceeds you've already made, the profit you've already made, instead of be out of pocket on ad spend, which brings up all kinds of anxiety for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome. I love it. So clarify for me though, like there was some other program you were doing and then you came back to this one. So you're not doing that one anymore or what?
Yeah, correct. I have full focus on this one program, and you have really helped me with that I made the commitment to myself when I came into Empress that I was going to follow your method 100%.
Yeah, good.
In the past, I've been guilty of trying to reinvent things before I've even mastered what I've been taught. And
Yeah.
so I came in and I said, no, I'm going to follow it 100%. And then down the road, once it's working, I can innovate.
Oh,
That's the way to do it. And so that's what I've done.
yeah.
And it's working. And just, the ads piece and the funnel piece is such a, like you mentioned, it brings up so much anxiety, right? Because you're spending money every day and it's really the long game play. And so it has been scary to let go of other offers,
Yeah.
but I feel more able to do that because you have modeled such a successful path. And so even though I don't have the full integrated belief yet, I'm acting as if I do based on your experience and your lessons and wisdom that you're sharing with us. And I can already see how I couldn't be here if I hadn't let go of the other things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So were you charging the same as you're charging now, or did you increase your price when you came into High Ticket Empress for this program?
I was charging the same. So it was 4K was what I did a long time ago, but it had just been um, a while since I'd launched it. So I've now increased it to 4,800 and my goal is 6. So we're moving up to 6 pretty quickly.
Okay. And so the 16K in that short amount of time was something new for you, or you had done it before, but what was different, I guess?
Yeah, I had done it before. I think it was just, it felt a lot easier, and I had a lot more belief that it's going to continue because I'm now putting the ads piece in place. Whereas in the past, it felt like, well, that was amazing. And, how can I repeat that?
Right.
That was always like the lingering fear in the back of my mind.
Right. Now it's like, oh, this is just the first step. And
Yeah,
like, we're going on to like a whole system. Yeah, that's good.
correct.
And so then there was obviously the piece of the marketing and messaging and the whole thing that we teach you that helps sell it, right?
Yeah.
Which you're seeing that goes into the whole system for ads and the web stuff, right?
Yeah, correct. And just, fine tuning all of that. Yeah, I had a baseline, but there's no question that I've improved it tremendously, where it's become even easier to sell. And then specifically the webinar piece, I had done different front end offers before and experimented with that, but none of them converted as well as this one.
Nice.
And that's what I needed to know before running ads. It was like I needed to know that I had that in place, and now I have that full confidence because it's proven,
Yeah, love it. So there's so much in there, but like for anyone who's listening, who's kind of like on the fence, like, I don't know, what would you say is like the biggest thing so far, right? Because you're still in the program, just like marking your first success. What would you say is like one of the biggest things that just shifted everything for you that you learned inside the program, or the experience inside the program, or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say how many touch points there are with coaches has been huge. So instead of waiting a whole week to get a question answered, of just having multiple calls per week and then having, the Slack channel access, has just enabled me to move so fast, right? Because I'm constantly moving things forward, which has felt amazing. And that's also helped with the momentum, right? There's no like lag, it's like continuing to move forward. And then I would say just the structure of how specific everything is that is taught. So there's really no need to reinvent the wheel. The only confusion that comes up is your own brain trying to stop you from doing the thing, And so, yeah, the resistance comes up and you get to say, okay, I see you, I hear you, and I'm just going to follow the method because that's what it's here for. And that's why I've invested. And then it works.
Yeah. I know it sounds self-gratifying for me to be like, yes, just do what I say. But like, it is like the difference between like sitting here in an interview with you and like the successful students, and like so many are successful, but some, like that's the reason why. It's just, they're still at this place where they're like, no, I don't want to just do what you say. Like, I want to do it my way. And, and I think that's just an internal thing that I get. Like, it's not easy to just submit, and just be like, oh, let me just follow what you say. Because we all have that piece in us that says, well, no, I want to do it my way, or what if that's wrong, or, whatever it is. But I also had to learn this, right? Like, I can be stubborn and think that I'm smarter and figure it out on my own and all that. And I had to, like, I would not have this success if I hadn't had moments where I had to humble myself and be like, you know what, I don't have the fruit. Like, I don't have the money. I don't have the business. And so there's something that I don't know. And I'm not just, honestly, in a way, like blindly just follow what my coach says, and then it's like, when you do, wow, like it actually works, so I think that's just a huge point to make. Like, you do want to come in just kind of going, you know what, let me just put everything aside that I thought was going to work or whatever, and just say that, like, let me give this an actual fair shot. Anyone who is, doesn't get results in a coaching program, it usually is like, they stopped doing the work at some point. They decided, I don't want to do that. And that's really the main reason why, so kudos to you. Like, I mean, I just think that I don't care for me about my ego. I just know how hard that is. I know how hard it is to be like, let me just follow the system that's outlined for me here. And if that doesn't work, okay, you know what I mean? But like, let me follow it and stop listening, to all this, what if, and I could do this. And also like as females, we're so creative, right? And so we have like lots of ideas and lots of things. And that's one thing I've really learned from male mentors. They're able to like just stick to the path, It's like, okay, this is how you get to 1 million. This is how you get to 5 million. This is how you get to 10 million. And they just follow it. And we want to be creative. So it's just a part of us that we can grow,
Mm-hmm.
So that's great.
Yeah, I absolutely feel that. And, I'm the same way as far as like creativity and ideas and all of that. And it has been a huge learned behavior to focus and to say no. And to your point, it's like follow the way, at least the first time, 100%, so that you know that you gave it 100%. And then if for some reason it doesn't work, then you can pivot and change. But in my experience, if I look back, if I'm really honest, the best results have come when I've just followed the system the first time, and then it evolves and grows from that place.
And that is the key. The second piece there is so true in that there is more flexibility and creativity, with anything in life when you have a strong foundation. Yeah. Like, the other thing that people get confused is, being an entrepreneur or, building wealth means that you have multiple streams of income. And it's like, actually, a wealthy person who started at zero built one stream of income first. And then they reinvested that cash flow into other streams of income, because you cannot do 10 million things at once and get anything off the ground. So you have to build the foundation, get it off the ground, get it where it's actually it's successful. And then yes, you're not stuck in a prison or a box. You don't have to never do anything creative again, but it does require a little bit of that. Like in that moment, it's a little hard sometimes, you're like, oh, this doesn't feel so good. And I kind of have to just keep doing this rinse and repeat thing and just do this over and over again. But that's actually where the fruit's going to come from,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the last example I have for that is with ads. So I just got ads up this week, which has been huge. And the way that you teach it is very systematic. And it also, as I was doing it, I was thinking, wow, this is like a lot of different options I need to create. And there was part of me that wanted to say, no, I'm just going to do it a different way.
Totally.
I did it exactly as you teach it. And already I can now see how important that was.
Yes.
And now there's room for me to innovate, because I can understand and look at the data and see, like this copy angle is what's working. How do we now play on this? Right. So I'm like mastering the underlying principles.
Totally.
Which has to happen first. And
it's so funny you mentioned that example, because you reminded me of the point with one of my male mentors. It was exactly the same thing when I learned this lesson, really. So I went to his coaching call after I had, set up my ads according to his training. And he asked me to share my screen, and I did. And he's just like, this is not what I teach at all. Like, where are the 5x5 angles, and audiences and all this stuff? And I was like, oh, well, I mean, I just, did what I think, and he's like, no, like and I remember him, it was a little harsh, but he was just like, I don't tell you that. I don't tell you to do that just for, shits and giggles and like, I tell you, because like there is a reason for it. So just follow exactly what I say, Tara, and then you will see the results. And I was just like, oh God. And like, I left with my tail between my legs. I was like, dang it. One, he caught me, I didn't even realize that I had like not followed it. But then I was like, dang it, I didn't follow it. Mm-hmm. And so from then on, I did it. And then that's why I teach you guys to do it that way. Mm-hmm. Because it does work, and it's funny also you say that, because I just saw a question in Slack that's pretty much the same thing from someone else who's like, Tara's supposed to do like this and this, and it seems like a lot. I don't really think I need to do that many, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, great catch. And this is the thing, right? How to think, right? Catching yourself, seeing how you go in these patterns and habits of like, I'm just going to do it my way. I'm just going to like, kind of like, there couldn't be a problem with that, right? And just catching that. And that will like actually benefit you in all area, in so many areas for a long time. It's a habit to get into.
Yeah, 100%.
I love it. So what's next for you then? You're going to get your ads up and you're going to be looking at the ads. This is a whole next level, right?
Yeah, and this is the up level moment, you know, like I've kind of repeated the first part many different times in my business in different ways, and then I've just stopped and you know, kind of like gone back to go, so to speak. And now it's like the breakthrough moment of, okay, the ads are up, you know, getting the funnel to convert, right? The funnel's up. Even that in itself, there are a lot of steps that go into that. You make it so simple because you give us so many tools, which is incredible, and the entire funnel. And I just don't feel that I would have broken through that resistance without the step-by-step guidance of exactly what this is supposed to look like. So now I'm there. So now it's just refining and getting the funnel to convert. And, you know, I've had a goal of getting to 30K months for a while, right? And it just feels so different now because there is a structure and a roadmap and the tangible strategy of how I can do that. Like it's like right there.
Yeah.
You know, and so the energy behind it just feels entirely different. And there's no question in my mind that's what's next. And then, you know, beyond, sky's the limit.
I love that. That's so key. Like you can really see it because of the process. And yeah, just that whole thing that you said too, that I think so many coaches and, you know, women are in, which is like, you do it, you make some money, and then it's kind of like, oh, like then you go back to zero, and then you're like, guess I got to do that again, you know, but like you're never actually, you know, scaling anything or like moving it forward to honestly make it like a real business, because like that thing is not really a real business. It's like, let me make some money, and then that money lasts a little bit, and then I deliver that, and then like, oh gosh, we got to do that again. Right. So now, right, you're looking at now you're at the place where there's going to be numbers and data, and it's really going to be like, well, how many calls do we need to get? How much does it cost to get a client? How much does it cost to get a booked call? And then you can like back into how much it costs or how much you have to invest in advertising to get the outcome that you want. And so it really becomes a numbers game, which is really what makes it a business, you know, and a scalable business. And you can take it, you know, at 30 to 50 to 60 to 100 if you want a month, you know, it's up to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am super excited and just so grateful. I mean, what you've put together is truly incredible and has been very inspiring for me to step into that role of I'm creating a company and leading a movement, right? I'm not a coach. And I really feel that I've made that transition inside of Empress, and also being able to witness how incredible it is to receive the machine that you've created, you know, to like be in the community. So now it's inspired me to be able to recreate that for my people, as far as how much more supportive it is when you think bigger than yourself.
Yeah, totally. And you'll be a better leader, you know, and more confident in your leadership and leading the women that are called to work with you. And yeah, that's amazing. So awesome. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with everyone, Natasha. Really appreciate it. And we'll do another one, you know, like in a little bit. And this is just marking your first, you know, amazing success. And I'm really excited to see what happens next.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Talk to you later.
Bye.